Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderfall Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today, for you, we've got a little bit of news. We had the Warhammer animation preview last night, and we got a look at some really interesting things in this preview. I can't say how excited I am for everything this preview saw. I know the preview might not have been in the best layout or format that a lot of people like, but I think what we got shown was really exciting, and well, it has me really excited. So let's go through, let's see exactly what we found and what we saw from this preview, what we know about Warhammer animation now, how it's going to work, what they've told us, what we sort of are still guessing at, I guess. And let's just have a little bit of a chat about it, because there's a ton of things to be excited for here. This is Warhammer like we've never seen it before, and it really is going to be something special. For people who've maybe seen the previous Ultramarines movie or Space Marine movie back in the day, that was okay. I mean, it was Space Marines in a movie, and that's cool in its own right. We've obviously had the Astartes fan-made sort of thing, and that's been brought into this, which is amazing. If you haven't seen any of the Astartes stuff, well, you're in for a treat, because that stuff looks amazing. But anyway, let's get looking at the preview. Warhammer animation preview. Watch the first 5 minutes of Angels of Death is the name of the article. So they had this standard sort of preview, and well, let's sort of look at what we got. In a word, wow. The world's Warhammer are vast, and as you can see, the Warhammer animation team are diving headlong into them. The projects you've seen in the teaser explore diverse settings and a variety of animation styles and character perspectives. Whatever kind of Warhammer fan you are, we think you'll find something here to love. In fact, today we're announcing a host of projects currently in the works. So, this is exciting. They gave us names. So first of all, we got introduced to Warhammer Plus, which is what they're going to be using as their own streaming service. I mean, this was widely thought how it was going to work. I always thought, personally as well, that, you know, Warhammer were going to do their own streaming service. It just makes sense. It's the most profitable way to do it for Games Workshop. And I mean, look, if this has a ton of shows on it, is a decent price every month, I'll gladly pay it. And so I'm really excited for the own streaming service. I generally only watch the streaming services, a few of them. I don't own all of them, but, you know, whatever. I'm pretty on board with a streaming service for just Warhammer content. If there's enough content on it, I think it will be worth it, as long as the content keeps coming out at a regularish pace. And so we got the names here of the first set you can see on screen. So we got Black Talon, which is really exciting because this is the first confirmation of a Warhammer Age of Sigmar animation. Black Talon is a fantastic character. In fact, I've done a review on the novel by Andy Clark, if I'm not mistaken, called Black Talon First Mark, where you really get to delve into who she is as a character. Black Talon is a Stormcast. She's a Knight Zephyros, which is a Stormcast assassin, and she's sort of like an independent warrior. She doesn't really fight too much alongside her chamber. She goes out on these hunts for like targets that Sigmar has given her. It's a really cool sort of character, very reminiscent of 40k and their assassins and stuff like that. We're then got introduced to Iron Within, Altar of Wrath, High Lords, Broken Lance, Hammer and Bolter, Astartes 2, Interrogator, the Exodite, Pariah Nexus, and Angels of Death. So let's talk a little bit about all of these as we pull them up on screen. So Hammer and Bolter, for those who don't know, this is an old name that's nothing too new. Now, for me, this is just going to be apparently a mishmash of sort of one-off episodes. This is going to be very reminiscent of, say, the Inferno novels we get, where you've got all these different stories, none of them truly intertwined, but just these little one-off sort of stories and animations, which is cool. In this, it sort of showed that maybe this is like a much more cartoony style look, and we did see some Age of Sigmar in this as well. We saw the videos we've seen from like Warcry apparently might be part of this as well. So some of the animation from the Warcry trailers and stuff was reused in this. So maybe that's something we're actually going to see. Maybe those animated trailers we've seen are actually going to be proper film clips or proper episodes of stuff. Next, we've got Angels of Death. We've seen quite a bit of this, and if you'd like to go see more of Angels of Death, you can go and check out this very article on Warhammer Community, where they've got the first 5 minutes of the episode up there. It looks really cool, and it's got a really cool sort of vibe. It's black and white with splashes of red, grayscale with dashes of red, and it's a really cool looking thing. It reminds me of Sin City is what I get the vibe from when I look at it, but it looks awesome. It's all about the Blood Angels and what looks to be versing some Tyranids. The Exodite, don't get the name wrong, it's I guess something very different. This is looking at a Tau warrior as the primary character within, which is really cool. And then we've got Iron Within, which is looking at different parts of the story as well. Iron Within's another one that's going to be set within the 41st Millennium, I should say, which is going to be really, really cool. I'm just really looking forward to seeing a ton of these. So Iron Within is primarily focused on the Astra Militarum, and I think from what we saw, it looks like Death Corps and Krieg are actually going to be the primary people in this particular animation. Altar of Wrath is focusing on the Black Templars in one of their crusades, trying to strike a decisive blow against the Necrons to end a battle that they're fighting for good. Black Talon, we've obviously already talked about. This is really exciting, seeing new Black Talon, Sigmar's favoured huntress in war. Interrogator, so a tale of crime and heresy in Imperial Hive City explores the tragedy and horror that haunts the servants of the Inquisition. So we're going to have like a very Inquisitor-focused story, which is going to be great. Inquisition, I think, is just such an awesome aspect of Warhammer to sort of get into, blurring the lines of like good and evil, what truly are Inquisitors. Broken Lance is going to focus on towering war machines, so the Knights, the Titans, and all that sort of stuff. This is just going to be awesome. I reckon just seeing Knights and Titans in animation should be awesome. Pariah Nexus is going to focus on explore silence and death in the darkest corners of the galaxy. As the Indominus Crade reaches the Pariah Nexus, strength and faith will be tested to the limit. Now, this one for me is a little bit interesting. So, with the Pariah Nexus, this is currently where we're sort of going with a bunch of the 40k lore and all this. I wonder if in the future, are we going to see Warhammer 40,000 and Warhammer Age of Sigmar stuff, that the narrative of where we're going, are we going to see stories and like cartoons and animation to go along with the releases of what comes out for the games? This could be a really cool sign of things to come, I reckon. Like, imagine if we're about to go into this sort of Realm of Beast time with Age of Sigmar. Are we going to see more of this Realm of Beast? Are we going to see more of those stories? I'd really love to see that as a thing. High Lords talks about politics and treachery abound in the Imperial Palace, so this gives us a look at like the High Lords of Terror, which I think is a really interesting aspect of Warhammer 40,000 that's not really explored all that well, and just give us a different sort of look and a great bit of insight into them. And lastly, Astartes 2. Astartes project was something that was up on YouTube for a while and got a lot of crowd support behind it, and I'm really excited to see where Astartes go. This is a great look at, well, Space Marines, no surprises here, and just sort of shows you them in combat, how they take to the field of battle. It looked really cool, the stuff we saw on YouTube, and I can't wait to see what they can do with like a proper budget given to them now, and just see how we go from here. I mean, they were making quite a bit of money on their own things supported by Patreon and stuff, so it'd be really great to see how the Astartes project can push forward with Games Workshop working behind them as well. And so this just goes all over if you'd like to sort of talk more about any of them. But yeah, now we start going into talking about Warhammer Plus. So the brand new service is heading your way in July. And you'll be able to start watching all these shows and more from your favorite device, from your mobile or tablet or to your 4K TV, thanks to a bespoke app created by a BLG name in the VOD content. Of course, Warhammer Plus will offer far more than these animations. The full lineup and awesome subscriber benefits will blow your socks off. We'll have more news about how it works and how you get it on the 23rd of June. So, really cool. They did go on to just talking a little bit about this in different articles and stuff like that as well. Warhammer Plus, there'll be maybe exclusive miniatures as well for this. Getting like, and that sort of thing's going to get people to subscribe. That's what they're trying to do here. They want to get people to subscribe to the thing, so they're going to give them free stuff, or sort of free stuff. You know, they're going to give you extra things for subscribing and all that. So I think this would be really cool. What'd be really cool about this is this where like maybe GW start doing like Battletome reveals and all that sort of stuff, and they start launching more of their own content, battle reports and stuff like that on this as well. Because not only could you do the animation, that's cool, but GW could start launching their own content on this as well, which I think is an interesting sort of thought of like, do they start launching like stuff they might put on Twitch so far onto Warhammer Plus? And then, yeah, like I mentioned, you can see the first 5 minutes of the Angels of Death trailer. So definitely go just to have a look on this. And it's a great little animation here you can go have a look at. It's on the Warhammer community article. But what are your thoughts on this? Are you excited for Warhammer Plus and like Warhammer animation? Are you excited for what this can mean for like exploring the realms of Warhammer in a new and exciting way? I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts and ideas on this. And yeah, what do you think? Like, they say more. What do they mean by more? Like, are we going to see a lot of their content they put on Twitch and YouTube and all that sort of moved and merged onto this Warhammer Plus as well? I mean, that could be a great way to keep it all in one place. Love to hear everyone's thoughts on this and what they think of all of it. Well, thank you all for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. While you're on YouTube as well, why not go check out my featured channel section where there's a bunch of other fantastic Warhammer Age of Sigmar content creators doing everything from battle reports, lore videos, painting videos, narrative games, tactical videos, and more besides that as well. And if you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here at Cinderfall Gaming, you can do so by following the link in the description of the video to our Discord server. Lastly though, we'd like to give a shout out to everyone who helps support the channel via Patreon and YouTube members. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel. Thank you to our patrons, Christian Weir, James Soren, Chaos Spawn, AJC, Kenny Lowell, Outer and Shot First, James Crowder, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, Tim Newman, The Rising Ape, The Q Dynamic, Augustin Andreas, Lopez Diaz, and Anthony B. And thank you to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Firetine, Steve T, and The Real Zeop. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel. If you'd like to help support the channel like they do and help us keep putting out Warhammer Age of Sigmar content and Warhammer content in general, please do go subscribe to Patreon or YouTube members in the description of the video below. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe everyone, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.